So it's here, the final trailer for Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3, the final episodes as they call it. And man, I've already seen this thing 3 times. Welcome to my breakdown. I'm going to break down shot by shot this trailer. This trailer was so masterfully done when it comes to editing and when it comes to the messaging. If you remember the Avengers Endgame trailer, remember how the majority of the trailer for Avengers Endgame was a lot of scenes from previous movies and a little bit of the new movie stuff, but mostly a lot of old stuff with voiceover from the characters. That's exactly what this was. Like, that is exactly what this trailer was, in the same exact vein, except that we got a lot more footage here. And the editing with the music, I mean, this was just, it was incredible. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to break down shot by shot, you know, what's going on in the trailer and where the story's going. There's going to be a lot of emotion, man. I can't believe it's next week. It is next week on the 13th, Thursday morning / Wednesday night, 3 a.m. in the morning is when these last 5 episodes drop. And well, let's go ahead. You know what? Let's just go ahead and right now, let's go ahead and break it down.
In the beginning, we were enemies.
Finish him!
This goes all the way back to the Karate Kid Part 1, obviously, and it talks about how they were enemies, and it actually shows footage of the kids too, and you know how the students were also enemies. The whole point of this trailer is we were enemies, but we ended up working together.
You want to finish this?
We've had our battles.
Bring it on.
You know, and it goes back to, you know, 6 seasons of Cobra Kai, even the last 10 episodes of, you know, this season right now, season 6, episodes 1 through 10, as well as the OG 3 movies. I mean, it goes all the way back to all the rivalries between Sam and Tory, Robby and Miguel that went on forever until now they're a family. These are all classic. This is all classic footage. Like I said, I'm not gonna play I'm gonna do a breakdown. I'm not gonna play the entire trailer. But man, the music and everything was perfect. But it shows that, you know, the most unlikeliest of alliances sometimes come from those who you don't like at first.
I guess it was inevitable.
Yeah, the friendships that were born. Now they talk about their allies too, right?
No matter the alliances,
like how Chosen was a rival, and now he's an ally. They show Mike Barnes here. Like here you see Mike Barnes beating up on Daniel in Karate Kid Part 3, and then he ends up being Ko-sensei in Season 6 Part 1. Ali back then and now. You know, all the different love interests are shown. It really is like, this is great editing because it's a complete culmination. It is a complete, like, total, complete closure of this entire saga. And yet Legacy's coming out later this year, so I'm sure it'll continue in some ways. But, you know, if this were the end of the Karate Kid, like forever, it won't be. But if it was forever, it's certainly, they're playing it up for that case. Like, yeah, this is, our story arcs are concluding here.
One team.
Enemies are still out there.
What would life
Of
be?
course, the enemies, John Kreese, Terry Silver, Sensei Wolf, and you know, this is all footage from previous episodes that we've seen.
We need to face those enemies and take them down.
Yeah, again, this is all from Season 6 Part 2 because they are the new established enemies. This footage right here is from Season 6 Part 1. So we haven't got to any of the new footage yet until this part right here, a little less than halfway through the trailer.
We need to go back to where it all began.
Now, where they say where it all began is the All Valley, which the tournament's going to be resuming in the All Valley because that is where it all began, in the All Valley Sports Arena. The Sekai Taikai will be moved there. All the senseis are supposed to agree to it. I don't know how they're going to come to an agreement, but they will after the death of Quan. It's here. Sekai Taikai continues in the All Valley Arena. I love how they show the All Valley Arena from the first movie, and then they show it now. And then there's the actual valley. All right, let me get to these comments made by Amanda here.
I know things got out of control in Barcelona.
Yeah, Quan died. That's a little more than out of control. And now they're bringing it home. You know?
The kid died.
That's from the very first episode where they honor Quan. The first 8 minutes like were put out by Netflix. I thought it was a leak, but they were put out by Netflix, and they shows that it shows that they're back in Korea, and that the death of Quan may not go unpunished. But that's kind of the consequences that were paid, and of course there's that guilt, there's that crazy guilt from John Kreese because he is partially responsible.
What am I even fighting for?
So this here, basically, if you remember, it's supposed to be Sam versus Tory. And I speculated that Sam was going to drop out of the tournament. I thought she was going to drop out, that Quan's death might be too much for her, which it would make sense. I mean, I don't blame somebody for not wanting to continue after witnessing something so traumatic, especially since, of course, she's very young. Her character is very young. She's, she's not even like 19 yet, I don't think, in the storyline. So she doesn't even know why she's still fighting, and that's going to obviously be, there's a character arc here for Samantha. And John Hurwitz said on Twitter that her relationship with Miguel will be tested. So I do wonder how. Are they going to keep Axel being a thorn in their side? Because remember, the whole reason why Axel and Quan even fought is because Quan hit Samantha and Axel stepped in there, and that's what led to Quan even grabbing the dagger. So I'm not saying Samantha's responsible. I'm just saying that Axel has emotions riding high for this chick, even though she has a boyfriend. But she's like the only person to ever talk to him like a human being. At least that's kind of the story I'm getting. I'm getting that kind of vibe.
I'm fighting for.
There she is, Zara Malik.
Yes. For you, kiddo.
Now that shot right there, we saw a little bit of, that's Robby training right there, right on the kick, and then we see Tory there. That's Tory. That's the shot of her running the track, and getting her training in.
But I don't know.
They should fear you, and if they don't...
So Sensei Wolf tells Axel they should fear you, and if they don't, you should show them. But so clearly Terry Silver. So what's going on here, as you can see, is Terry Silver and Sensei Wolf are both training Axel, probably in some real grimy combat, right? The thing about it is, he's saying you should have them fear you, right? But remember the Cobra Kai motto: fear does not exist in this dojo. You know what I mean? And so, obviously, Johnny is going to have to get into Robby and Miguel, get into their heads and say, look, this guy's going to try and scare you. Don't be afraid of him. He's human. He's not a machine. He's a man. Just like the line from Rocky IV. And there's a lot of Rocky in this show, man. And he is like Ivan Drago. Even the actor himself said in an interview that he is like Ivan Drago.
You can beat Axel.
Robby's giving, or Miguel's giving Robby confidence. Their Axel hits Robby in the jaw. Remember, in the previous part, in the Sekai Taikai, Axel didn't get hit once. He didn't take a single point. So Robby, they have really built this guy up as being a serious threat, and Robby's gonna have his work cut out for him.
The thing I had last time didn't make a difference.
Nobody deserves to get their ass kicked more than that bitch.
So Tory's got her rivalry because she messed with the Robby relationship with Zara Malik, and Robby's over here like, he's over here, I can't beat this guy. And Miguel's like, no, you can beat him. Miguel, they're brothers now. They are brothers, especially since, Miguel's mom and Robby's dad are about to have a baby. They are brothers now. And Miguel's trying to be there for the
The thing
guy.
I had last time didn't make a difference.
Nobody Nobody deserves to get their ass kicked more than that bitch.
Doesn't matter what happened last time.
So there's Terry Silver looking at himself in the mirror. Now, there's a big character moment with Terry Silver coming up because, look, it's no secret. Terry Silver has some kind of illness. It was teased going back several seasons. Thomas Ian Griffin himself talked about it. It's going to obviously play into why he is so desperate to have his legacy, why he wants to be remembered as this great martial artist and businessman, and he wants to be remembered legendarily, and he's put his whole life on the Iron Dragons. And I want to know, because what they said was that when we find out, when it's actually revealed Terry's illness, it does, kind of reveal why he's so driven. He's got some kind of illness, and it's going to tell people why he is so... Now, you may not agree with his methods, and I certainly don't. He's an evil character. He's a sociopath. But it at least will give you some clarity about why he's so driven.
Doesn't matter what happened last time. Doesn't matter
Okay,
how many
so
people
that
watch.
scene right there looks like it's Miguel running toward Robby.
Doesn't matter what happened
Now,
last time.
he's not running
Doesn't matter how-
angrily. He's running focused and concerned. So Miguel's either going to go give Robby some advice. Maybe he saw a weakness in Axel's game. Maybe he's going to give him a pep talk. Or maybe Robby's hurt. I don't know. But it looks like Miguel's concerned, but also focused.
People are watching.
I don't know. We'll see. And then there's Team Miyagi-Do, the senseis in the back, the captains in the front. So they're representing Miyagi-Do in the Sekai Taikai like they did before. And then there's, of course, the Iron Dragon, Sensei Wolf, Zara, Axel, and, of course, Terry Silver. And this scene right here was in the teaser, which was that we saw last week. It was last week, where they're all working together to get Robby improved. They're all going to train with Robby to get him as strong as he can possibly be to face off against this unbeatable monster known as Axel. I do wonder what they're going to do. Axel's bigger, Axel's stronger. He might not have the speed or technique advantage, but he is a good martial artist. Great impenetrable defense. Robby's going to have to get by that. Okay, that part was great because we never see Amanda ever being that emotional over it. She's always against the karate because of what it's done to the family. But here we have like the face-off between Robby and Axel because they have to finish that fight. They got to finish it. Only one can survive.
Things in the valley.
They saved You're the Best Around for this trailer and for the last 5 episodes. I was wondering when they were gonna do You're the Best Around. Like I'm a wreck right now emotionally. I am. My heart hurts hearing that song in a good way. Because I kept wondering, when are you gonna use the song? When are you gonna use the song? And I really thought they were gonna use it for the Sekai Taikai in a montage, but no, they're using it here. Man. Yeah, Zara and they're building up Zara against Tory and Axel against Robby, but there probably will be more fights. Okay, this shot right here. This is the place where Johnny and Miguel first met. This is the original plaza where the original Cobra Kai dojo was at. Not the one from the 84 film, but the season 1 dojo. So everything's going to go back to that. And I do wonder, this is going to be one of those scenes where they're going to reflect on everything they've been through and how he was just trying to eat a pizza. Johnny was just kind of, wanted to be left alone, and then Miguel got bullied, and that led to this whole saga beginning. It's kind of crazy. All right, stuff is moving quickly. So right here, we have Daniel training Johnny on balance and on the crane kick. Will we see Johnny do it? And then here we have what looks like this is Dimitri and Hawk. I'm not sure what the context is, but it's kind of hard to see because it's dark there. But it looks like they're gonna do something. Johnny wearing the tuxedo shirt. I think this scene is not gonna be one of the serious scenes. I think this is one of those scenes that's gonna be probably there's a part in these episodes where they celebrate LaRusso Auto's anniversary. They have like a party or something. I'm guessing Johnny will wear that because, you know, he's goofy like that. Robby and Johnny hugging. They started out a whole different place than the show ended up. Here we have Tory and Sam training together, not against each other. They are training, or at least they might actually be fighting, but I think it's training in an empty arena. So does Sam drop out and train Tory? Her biggest rival becomes her top trainee, kind of like how Daniel's kind of showing Johnny some things. You know what I mean? There's a lot here, man. There's a lot here. Because the enemy is Zara. So, and Tory is the one that has the beef with Zara, not so much Sam. Okay, this shot. Okay, so Gunther kicks this guy in the head and knocks him out. I do not understand why he did this. So it's got to be one of two things. He's not just going to knock somebody out. It's got to be, going back to season 4, how Terry Silver, you know, paid off that referee at the previous All Valley tournament. That guy could be a stooge for Terry Silver. He looked like one of the guys in the boardroom scene of the teaser trailer from that aired last week. He looked like one of those guys in that boardroom scene who might be in charge of the All Valley. I cannot tell exactly who it is, but for Gunther to knock this guy out, I mean, either he tries to attack him for some reason and Gunther counters, or he finds out this guy's doing something shady with Terry Silver. Maybe there's more crooked referees this time. I don't know. Okay, hold on. There's the original Cobra Kai dojo. There's been lots of speculation about that coming back. This shot right here, Johnny, and I cannot remember this character's name. I'm pretty sure this is the guy who was okay, so of the Cobra Kai guys from the Karate Kid Part 1, 2 of the actors passed away. I think this is the one that didn't die, and they're talking in what appears to be a church. I think that's who it is, but it's hard to tell from this angle. Now, again, nothing here with Julie. Not saying she won't be in it. That would be a big surprise to spoil in the trailer, but yeah. There's the old school. That's going to mean something. I know it is. This shot right here of Daniel and Johnny in Miyagi's convertible. There was an image that came out where they shot this. A lot of people think that this is the final scene of the episode of the series. That the series will end with Daniel and Johnny in the convertible having a conversation. That's what a lot of people think. This shot right here of Daniel and Johnny running with like all the people behind them, like all the kids. This is right taken from Rocky 2. And there's a lot of Rocky and Karate Kid have a lot of connective tissue. Not just because John G. Avildsen directed both Rocky 1 and the first 3 Karate Kid movies, but also because Johnny in universe is a fan of Rocky. So this is obviously a tribute to the Rocky 2 scene where Rocky's running through Philly with the kids, you know, behind him. And that's it. Yeah, notice that they're not showing much of any of the other fights, but there's going to be more. I cannot believe it's next week. It is next week, the final episodes of Cobra Kai. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle it. I'm going to stay up that night. I'm going to watch them all. It's going to be crazy, crazy emotions. I can't wait. This is like one of my favorite shows right now. It's like one of my favorite shows of all time, like already. So I'm so excited to see how this plays out and to see all the surprises they have in store. Because actually seeing this stuff and some of this footage, I really want to know what they're going to do to win. What can they do? It's going to be great. Anyways, I'm out, man. Take care. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this trailer. It was like Endgame. It hit on all the emotions. Take care.